to whom these presents shall come, or whom the same may in any way concern, greeting. Whereas our late sovereign, Queen Elizabeth II, passed away on September 8, 2022, by whose death the Crown of Canada rests in His Royal Highness Prince Charles Philip Arthur George, we, the Right Honourable Mary May Simon, Governor-General of Canada, assisted by His Majesty's Privy Council for Canada, proclaim that His Royal Highness Prince Charles Philip Arthur George is now, by the death of our late sovereign Charles III, by the grace of God of the United Kingdom, Canada, and His other realms and territories, King, Head of the Commonwealth, Defender of the Faith, to whom we acknowledge faith and allegiance. Given under my hand and seal of office at Ottawa this 10th day of September 2022. Long live the King. Long live the King. À tous ceux et celles à qui les présente qu'elles peuvent de quelque manière concerner, salut. Attendu que notre regrettée souveraine, la reine Élisabeth II, est décédée le 8 septembre 2022 et que par son décès, la couronne du Canada est dévolue à son Altesse le prince Philippe Arthur George, nous, la très honorable Mary May Simon, gouverneur général du Canada, d'accord avec le Conseil de Sa Majesté pour le Canada, proclamons que son Altesse royale le prince Charles Philippe Arthur George est maintenant, par le décès de notre regretté souverain Charles III, par la grâce de Dieu,
our only lawful and rightful liege Lord Charles III, by the grace of God, of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and of his other realms and territories, King, Head of the Commonwealth, Defender of the Faith, to whom we do acknowledge all faith and obedience with humble affection, beseeching God, by whom kings and queens do reign, to bless His Majesty with long and happy years to reign over us.
that is
Yeah, having been here for the last couple of days, it's clear that Queen Elizabeth II was held in great esteem here. There's a real fondness for her among the people of Canada.
If you're just joining us here on CBC News Network, we've been taking you live to Ottawa for the ceremony to proclaim the ascension of the sovereign. Essentially, King Charles III is now the King of Canada. This is the official ceremony that just took place in front of Rideau Hall a few moments ago, and that's where we find CBC's Janice McGregor. Janice, remind us, what have we just witnessed?
Well, I'm going to provide some color here for things that you couldn't maybe see in that shot, a bit of explanation for what we just saw. First of all, if you're wondering about the audio, they lost power. And that's why that microphone audio wasn't as loud or as clear as any of us hoped it might be. Now, in terms of the actual news here, the flag has gone back up atop the residence, a symbol that this proclamation is a positive thing about the way forward. Canada now has a new head of state, King Charles III. You saw that gorgeous dress on the Chief Herald, the tunic, the tabard. Very carefully designed the official dress for this moment by like I mentioned, the chief artist, principal artist for the Canadian Heraldic Authority, with all the symbols of the provinces and territories, the Indigenous symbols embroidered in blue, the official color. I can say I was trying to watch people's faces when the guns started firing. Hadrian Trudeau, age 8, I believe, stoic, did not bounce or jump. That kid was well briefed for official duties. I was wondering if that would be frightening, because frankly, I jump when those guns start going off. Very, very good standing there beside his father, the Prime Minister. Aligned kind of off to the side. I don't know if you had any shots to see it in the moment, but something exceptional for me to see in this moment. We were talking about the Privy Councillors, the Cabinet in full, as far as I know. I was trying to count heads. I didn't spot anyone that was missing. People can correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was full attendance. We don't usually see them all standing together as a group like that, adorned in black ties, black dresses, black suits. As a group, sort of, I think also recognizing the moment. I was glancing over there during the playings of the Royal Anthem and the National Anthem, and the range of emotion on their faces, some of them looking kind of proud in this moment, some of them looking very, sad and reflective. That very special. But the other thing too, this is about all of us in a democracy, a number of ordinary local people, maybe 5 or 6 dozen, kind of right here, watching this ceremony, some with their cell phones on, some biked over, some brought their kids, recognizing that this was Canada's little slice of this historic moment that they were coming over to see today at Rideau Hall. That too, a special and a privileged moment, frankly, for me to be here to witness.
And so, Janice, what happens over the course of the next few days in Canada? Because we're all going to be going through this transition. There's a new monarch, there's a new King of Canada, banknotes need to change. I imagine stamps need to change. What's going to happen with all of that?
Of course, and nothing happens overnight, and it all still stands in the meantime. That's what the continuity of this process is all about, and there are statutes in place and procedures in place to make sure that happens. We were never without a head of state. It simply passed at the moment of her death to Charles, and these are just the official ceremonial proclamations, if you will, to make it all happen. But yes, a lot needs to change. I've got some household members that have passports in that long queue that people have been dealing with, and I was wondering, because they have to change the inside cover, right, where previously it's referenced Her Majesty, now it has to reference His Majesty. I wondered, how long is that passport going to take if they have to redesign the front cover, right, for things issued after this week? These are all questions. If Karina Gould, the minister responsible, was staying beside me, I'd like to ask her how this impacts things like, that passport backlog. these are all things people like me are going to be investigating this week as we feel our way through this transition. We will probably at some point hear from the head of the Mint about when the first new coins and bills that have the new sovereign's likeness on them will be issued, but I don't get a sense that that's imminent. More of a medium-term thing, perhaps may wait till after the coronation, which we do not have a date for. We don't know how far ahead that is in the future.
CBC's Janice McGregor in Ottawa. Thank you.